this guy has to work on his pronunciation because that's not my name. So my name is Ivan Dimov, and I'm the founder and chairman of Single Step Foundation. I'm also the guy with the sunflower in this video. Volume?
Troubling times, everybody wants to run away. Run away from problems, from responsibilities. It's easier to run than staying and finding a solution. No matter how far you run, you always end up facing yourself. My name is Ivan. I run in the opposite direction, towards the problem, in order to find a solution. I ran 12 marathons in 12 weeks in cities around Europe to help LGBTI youth, their families, and allies in Bulgaria. No support resources of any kind currently exist in my country. I came back to Bulgaria from New York to establish Single Step, a foundation whose ultimate goal is to create a viable, tight, and proud LGBTI community. Initially, we have 3 pragmatic and specific initiatives. A hotline, serviced by highly trained professionals, where kids in need will have someone to talk to. An LGBTI community center, and a campaign similar to It Gets Better to raise awareness. So I need your support. On the surface, you have no reason to even care about LGBTI rights in a small country like Bulgaria, but I do believe in the power of community and the kindness of strangers. Please donate now and join the Single Step family, because even the longest journey begins with a single step. Thank you.
Thank you. Obviously, this is done for the US audience. So let me tell you my story. A couple of years ago, I was at this party back here in Bulgaria, and this kid, visibly very, very disturbed and very troubled, came to me and asked if we could talk. I said, of course. He had told his mother that he was gay, and he was seeking support and appreciation. His mother duly took him to a psychiatrist, of all people, who told him, don't worry, we can fix you. Of course, the kid thought there was something wrong with him. So he ran away from home. He started hurting himself. He even contemplated suicide. So after living abroad for 25 plus years, I decided to come back from New York to Bulgaria to help that kid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stand before you, and with a straight face, I'm going to pitch you a startup that has no exit, but a very high return on investment, social investment, the right kind. And I'll bet a Bitcoin or 2 that you may just like it. So, the pain. How often do you encounter a market where there's huge demand and absolutely no supply? That is quite ripe to be disrupted. Let me tell you another story, another real-life story to illustrate that pain, which is unfortunately too real, and it exists here right now. A 15-year-old kid was kicked out of home when he told his parents that he was gay. So that 15-year-old kid was alone for 3 or 4 weeks, living with friends, trying to find help from friends and help from friends and strangers. So after these 3-4 weeks, his parents told him, okay, you're allowed to come back home, only if you don't tell anyone. This community, you, value talent, value potential. You tell me what sort of a head start this kid has in life when this is the way he was brought up. This is the challenge he faced at a very, very early stage. How can they proudly and successfully start the next Google, the next successful company? That is the pain Single Step is going to address. So, what is our solution? One of the things I've learned over the years as a banker, and as a venture capitalist, that you need to identify the problem, the market need, and attack it with a laser-focused solution. So here are our solutions. We have 3 priorities. Number 1, a hotline and an online chat. Obviously, kids don't talk on the phone these days, so we need to have an online presence where they'll be able to reach highly trained professionals and get help and support. We want to establish an LGBTI community center where they can get the same help, speaking with highly trained professionals, where they can gather and meet people like them. Now, coming from New York, where there is a very, very strong and powerful community where if something becomes important to that community, stuff gets done, and it gets done very quickly. Unfortunately, in Bulgaria, such a community doesn't exist, so this center will be instrumental in forming one. Next, we want to do raising awareness campaigns to help these kids in their daily struggles on their path to acceptance. Our very first campaign is coming up very soon. Stay tuned, it will be really, really cool. Some really amazingly talented people are helping us with it. I see them here in the crowd, thank you. And it will feature a couple of kids who can fly. Our ultimate goal is to change those kids' lives and give them a chance, a fair chance in life. So, what are the key ingredients to make this happen? There are no half-hearted attempts at what we're trying to do. Either do it or don't do it. There's no trying. So everything we've done so far has been with our full hearts and doing it, not trying to do it. Then you need the right team to make it happen, and the right partners, skip forward, and the right partners to help you with this and harness the network effect. We've established some amazing partnerships in Bulgaria and overseas, partnerships with educational organizations like Fulbright, like Teach for Bulgaria, that you know, partnerships with corporations, with Havas, with Push-Pull, with our web, and a couple of big ones that I hope to be able to announce pretty soon. They're pretty cool. Then you need the right advisors with the right core values. We have a very successful tech entrepreneur based in San Francisco. A lot of you know him, Bogomir Volkansky. We have one of the best journalists in the country. She's right there, Gana Traikova. We have a fervent proponent of human rights and liberties, Daniel Kadek from the Nauman Foundation. And we have a former Obama, member of the Obama administration, who's also known as the anti-bullying czar in the US. So we've assembled this team to help us on our path. Now, the exit. There's no exit. Sorry, it's a startup. There's no exit. But again, as I said, a very high return on social investment, which is the right kind because of the growth in parents and kids reached and lives changed. So, the competition. We don't have any competition. We only have partners, potential partners. Good work has been done in Bulgaria over the years. Unfortunately, it's been top-down. It doesn't address the need. It doesn't provide services. We have significant challenges. Bulgaria ranks last in the European Union in acceptance of same-sex marriage, with only 17% of the population force. So it's very tough to start from the top and try to actually effect real change. What am I asking you? The ask. I need brave individuals and organizations to stand behind me and help me on our path. All of you are trying to change their world in a certain way. Help me change mine. And yes, I do believe in the power of community, and this is an amazing community, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Actually, let me introduce someone who personifies that kind of an individual who needs no introduction. He was on the stage here earlier. He's a very successful entrepreneur, but more importantly, an amazing human being. Thank you. he gave us not only financial support, but everything else.
Hey, thanks, Ivan. First, guys, I'll start with, admitting that I didn't see myself on this stage. As you said, I was part of the group that didn't care too much about the LGBT rights. I thought it's someone else's problem. So when Bogomil first introduced me to you, I remember my lukewarm reaction. I said, I'll help, but I'll see how. I wasn't jumping from enthusiasm because it was not part of my problem. But then I started seeing the faces of all those people from the LGBT community that were my colleagues, that were my advisors, that were business partners, all people who have helped me grow into what I am, who have contributed to my success. And I started asking myself questions around friendship. Are you a friend of those people if you're not around when they need you? It's easy to give something that's not valuable to you. But am I a friend if I'm not giving my name, my money to support their cause? And this, started a flurry of thoughts, which led me to here to say that I'll support you and to say a big thank you to all those fine people who, regardless of their sexuality, they were amazing human beings. When I saw those faces, I didn't think about their sexuality. I just saw amazing human beings, smart, honest, that helped me without asking much in return. And this is my way of saying thank you to all those fine people. And I hope that most of you will also start the process by reconsidering some of your preconceived notions about the LGBT community. And if you have friends, you will support them in this cause so that they don't suffer from what they are undergoing today. So thank you, Ivan. It's really a pleasure, and thanks for all of those people that I mentioned.
Thank you, Vasco. I really appreciate this. So, I started Single Step with the Marathon Challenge, and I think it's time for a new one, because we all believe in consistency. My consistency is in my insanity, but anyway. So, welcome to our pop-up fundraiser. Ladies and gentlemen, I will introduce you to Cindy, which is a very traditional CrossFit workout. Now, if you don't know what CrossFit is, it's the most amazing thing in the world, but I won't talk about it because we'll be here forever. Cindy is an AMRAP, which stands for as many reps as possible in 20 minutes of this complex, which is 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats for a total of 30, and that's 1 round. So to make things a little bit more interesting, I'm going to do an AMRAP of Cindy in 24 hours, trying to do 10,000 repetitions. So that is 333 rounds of that insanity. So I'm asking for your help. Let's see if this works. For every 30 euros donated, I'll do 1 round. My goal is to do 10,000 reps or 333 rounds. Your math people, logical people, do the math. This is the link. It's very easy. It's 1 click. So take out your phones. Help me out. I'm planning to fulfill my part of the bargain on September 9th. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, to track my craziness. And actually, I have already asked my other tribe, the CrossFit community. There are about 15,000 CrossFit gyms in the world. It's a very strong community. And a lot of gyms have already agreed to do Cindy on that day. So I see a very cool viral video in the making. I'm very excited about that. So in conclusion, I'm asking you to join me and help nurture and talent. And I don't want to just talk the talk. I want to walk the walk. Actually, in this case, squat the squat, I guess. So please join me on my journey. Thank you.